It's the happy hour right here, Sirius XM Fly. I'm HB. What's good with everybody? I know y'all are excited because I'm excited too. You've been hearing me talk about it all week. She is finally here, the one and only Miss Kandi Burruss. Woohoo!
Hey!
What's up? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Great to see you. You always look great.
Thank you.
Always look great. The last time I saw you, Sway and I, all right, well, everybody knows I eat all the time, but so no secret. Sway and I were hanging out in Del Frisco's.
Okay.
And
we ran into each other, right?
We ran into each other in Del Frisco's, and I was like, "That's so good." Like you seemed like you were just out with your people. We didn't know who you were out with, but I'm always curious as to when people are hanging out in New York City, since you don't live here, what's one of their go-to restaurants and go-to places where they go snack like I like to do?
Okay, well,
right.
I can tell you, I have wore out Vandal.
I'm Vandal.
It's good. You ever been there?
No, where's Vandal?
Now, how you from here? You ain't been.
I'm
I've
from
been
Jersey.
here like 100 times since
I'm
here.
from Jersey. I just work here.
Okay, Vandal is really good.
Okay.
Towel.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I've been wearing that one out. I went to that place, Cafeteria.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And I also like Catch.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Catch is really good. You had the dessert at Catch too?
I had one dessert there.
So the Catch has this ice cream cake that they do all together. It's stacked up like Klondike bars. Do you know what a Klondike bar is?
I didn't have that one.
Okay, so it's stacked up and you hit it with a spoon and all the chocolate and everything just flows out of it. Go get that the next time.
I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, you gotta go get that. Tell me about Vandal though. What's the
Vandal
cuisine?
Is so good.
Vandal
I
or
was
Vandal?
Just there last night. Yeah, it's Vandal. Vandal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. They have like a lot of like appetizer portions, for the table or whatever. But it's so good. They have like these red snapper tacos. They have cauliflower. I know it sounds crazy, but it's really good.
Cauliflower taco.
tacos.
Is it barbecued?
I don't know what they do to the cauliflower. It doesn't even look like cauliflower, but it's good. And then it's just good. You gotta try it. And then the atmosphere is like dope because it's like real artsy, like you gotta. And the music is good.
Really?
Yes.
I've never heard of it. Like never. And I'll get around pretty much when it comes to food and restaurants and drinks and cocktails. I've never even heard of it. At least people up here didn't talk about it. That's why I was surprised to see you in Del Frisco's, because I was just like, I wonder what she eats and where she hangs out and go to different places when
I've been there a couple times.
Yeah.
Oh, and I went to Salt Bay restaurant. Let's do
Salt Bay.
Salt Bay.
Yeah. Girl, I just want him to come to my house and just do it, right? It was good? The food was good?
Uh-huh.
Do you cook at home?
Well, yeah, but I don't have time as much as I used to.
Yeah, I was wondering because that's
I can cook though.
You could cook, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
we got a restaurant now.
Right. Well, that's what I was gonna say. But people that usually cook or have restaurants don't really do their thing at home. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of with the scheduling, with everything else. I was just wondering, when you home there, what do you eat? Or that's just strict diet?
Old Lady Gang. It's hard to keep my weight down. That's the name of my restaurant, Old Lady Gang.
Right, but even at home? No, I mean in your house you have it delivered.
Well, no, when I'm in Atlanta, I go by the restaurant damn near every day.
Really?
Yes. Because we like to be there for the people.
That's good.
Yeah.
No, that's really good. And that's a lesson for everybody out there that's listening. When you have businesses and when you have places, support them. Go by. People want to see the owners. Like, that's the thing. People want to go by. I'm glad that you do that. I'm glad that you do that. All right. Yeah, I was just wondering. Kandi Burruss is here hanging out. No, we're talking about food, talking about music. I mean, obviously, the amount of songs, every time I think we play Bills, we play 90s and 2000s here, Scrubs, all these different songs. I'm like, Kandi Burruss, damn it, you better not forget that publishing. I know how it goes.
Keep playing it.
I know how it goes. We're going to talk to her about the business side of this game up next. She got a new single out, but I want to talk to her about the business side of the game right here at Sirius XM Fly. It's the happy hour right here at Sirius XM Fly. I'm HB, hanging out with Kandi Burruss, talking about food. Obviously, y'all know I love talking about food. Restaurants. Kandi is putting me up on game in New York City with restaurants I need to go to that I had no idea. Vandals, I'm making my way down there. But what I always talk about with you every time your name comes up is the business side and how I'm just very respectful of it. Like, I just think it's so dope. I think you were one of the first women that we saluted in this industry in terms of a writer and what that meant and
Thank
the
you.
power of it. Seriously, I think you, Faith Evans, we celebrate the writing side of your game. In terms of Black women, to be honest with you, you don't hear a lot about that. So for you, what made it click for you that the publishing side of it was like the lucrative side?
Oh, that's where it was at.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, with our group, like we had a little piece of songs here and there, but it wasn't enough to make the publishing check to be like, whoa.
Yeah.
But when the group started falling apart and we did No Scrubs, and when that check came, I was like, why the hell was we writing more?
Right,
in my mind, I was like, what? I didn't know it was like that. You know, had I known, we would have really been pressing the point to really be writing more of our own stuff. But yeah, I didn't find out until the group kind of like split up and I started writing songs for other people. Like No Scrubs, I think it was like the most played song in history at that time.
Yes, it was.
And yeah, it was, that check was serious.
I
didn't even know it could be like that.
No, but for the people that don't know, I'm glad you're saying it.
I made more money off that one song than having 3 multi-platinum albums with the group.
Ain't that crazy?
Yes.
Ain't that crazy? And I try to say it to people so they can understand. I don't like getting into people's pockets and finances, but I try to make people understand that with one decent publishing check, you can buy a house flat out.
Yep.
Flat out. And Kandi's here to verify that information now, because that's how the music playing, videos back then, they played the videos so much. You get paid for every single play when you're a writer and or a producer on a song. But there's a side of the game that people don't know that I hope you could break down too. Song placement. Who was the person, because there's a million songwriters out there, but how did you actually get this song placed into a Destiny's Child or a TLC? Who did that?
Okay, well, the first song, which was No Scrubs, it got placed because Tiny and I, we was trying to do a duo project, and Tony Mercedes worked for LaFace Record at the time.
Okay.
And he was a friend of ours, and he heard it. He played it for L.A. Reid, and L.A. decided he wanted the song for the album. With the Destiny's Child project, Shakespeare, who was the producer, his he had, was taking meetings or whatever with the labels to do more stuff, and he worked it out to go in the studio with Destiny's Child, and he knew I could write, and he wanted me to come with him to help him because he was more just did the track, you know. And so he was like, he wanted somebody there to make sure he came up with some good stuff.
Yeah.
So he was like, will you come with me so that I could, do something
Were
dope
you
on the
nervous?
girls? Kinda, but not. Like, it was kind of weird because it was so weird. At that time, Escape and Destiny's Child was on the same label.
Right.
We both was on, we was on So Def Columbia.
I was going to say Columbia, yeah.
So I was like, okay. Latavia was dating my ex-boyfriend at the time.
Yo, Kandi, why you coming in here with scandal?
It wasn't a scandal.
No, I'm just joking.
It wasn't a scandal, but I was like, I hope this doesn't be awkward, because I didn't know how they would feel about, because it's always like, oh, she in another group. What's she coming down here to work with us for?
Yeah.
But everybody had Scrubs wasn't out yet, but people had the buzz was in the industry. Oh, it's this song that they did that's coming or whatever. So, or either it was just coming out at the time. So, I was like, cool. So before we even went down there, I had started coming up with some ideas to the tracks he was planning on playing for him. When we got there, I remember Beyonce's dad was like, okay, well, we pretty much already know what producers that we're going to be working with on the project, but we'll see if you guys can come up with anything, if you come up with some. He wasn't really like thinking we was going to come with nothing.
Right.
He was like, if you come up with something, it's cool, but you can go in the studio with the girls or whatever. So we was like, okay. And we went in the studio, and I remember Shake had played them, some tracks. And if you ever listen to Bugaboo, if you ever heard it, just the track without the music, it's like crazy fast.
Yeah.
And at the time, people weren't really in R&B or whatever. They weren't really doing like them fast
that kind
records
of BPM,
like that.
yeah.
Right. And so I remember Shake went out the room and the girls was like, And Beyonce was like, look, y'all, if we don't like it, we need to let them know we don't like it. And I was like, well, do y'all mind if I sing you what I hear or what I'm thinking? Because I didn't finish the idea because I know like a lot of people like to collaborate or want to have, part in it.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like put the skeleton.
What did you sing exactly? What part did you sing that they heard?
The first verse melody and part of the hook. We changed the hook slightly, but just it's not hot. I don't even remember all the lyrics right now. But so I sang that to them. And they was like, oh, yeah, okay, I like that. So we'll try it. Wow. And so we finished it and they did it or whatever. And obviously the song turned out hot. But we went from her dad not knowing if we would get any songs on that project to we had 5 songs on that project.
Come on. Give me something up top, girl.
So, you never know what's going to happen. It's always great when you can create with the artist because, they feel like they're more a part of it, obviously. Mm-hmm. And then, it's just a better vibe to me.
The magic happens right in there sometimes.
Yeah,
when
I like
with
it that way.
I do too. But
every now and then, you could just send people a record that's just jamming, and they do it. And it's dope.
Kandi Burruss is here, dropping jewels, telling stories. I've never heard that story before, so thank you so much.
I told it, but.
But thank you for sharing it. You're not done, though. We got more to talk about. She talked about the publishing. I read for the first time that your father was a reverend, so I'm trying to figure out how you got a sex line. But we'll talk about that up next, right here at Happy Hour with me, HB on Fly. It's the Happy Hour right here at Sirius XM Fly. I'm HB, hanging out, I should say, with Kandi Burruss and learning so much, just like hands-on, getting the information and hearing it from you. As I said, I've met you so many times. You've always been so dope every time you come to the Sway in the Morning show, but it's the first time having you here. And what I can say, Happy Hour Crew and Fly family, she's always nice off camera as well. Like, that's one of the things. No, come on, Kandi. You've been in the industry. You see how people are.
Some people real shady off camera, like tripping, and you just looking like, wow, I thought I was gonna get the television person, and you don't get that, or the video person, you don't get that at all. So it's always nice, and I tell people that, like, yo, this person is super cool. So same to you, always. I left everybody though saying that I read for the first time, Kwesi actually pointed it out, that your father was a reverend, and I'm like, wait a minute, I remember getting like a bedroom candy, like you brought them up to the Sway in the Morning show, like dildos, or not a rabbit. It was pink. We have some. You say dildos. We say personal massagers.
Massage. Sorry, Kandi, I don't know the lingo. No. Yeah. How in the world? Which I think is great, by the way. But how did you just like? Yes, this idea is going to work. How did you get into it?
Okay. Well, first of all, my great-granddaddy was a bishop. My granddaddy is a bishop. My dad is a reverend. Yes. My parents got divorced when I was really young.
Okay.
And my father's side of the family was very much into the holiness church, which I know is very strict.
Yes.
Very strict.
Yes.
My mother's side of the family, they go to church, but it's pretty much everybody do what they want to do.
Okay.
And that's the side I was around the most. And it's a different thing. I mean, I believe in God, and I definitely I feel like I have a lot of values, but at the same time I just am true to myself. Mm-hmm. And hey, I'm a businesswoman.
Yeah.
So I had started doing Candy Coated Nights online. My online sex talking relationships show. Because I'm very open. Like I talk, and I'm not really, like one of those type of people that's like, oh, I do stuff that, I'm trying to pretend like I'm one way. And it's just like, I'm very open, and I say stuff that people don't think I would say. So we had a following for Candy Coated Nights, and I was thinking like, what would be a good product or something that could go with this? And I believe I went to Dr. Laura Berman's radio show.
Yes.
And she had some sex toys, and I was thinking like, okay. Because you normally think like porn stars or whatever.
Yep.
But she was just another businesswoman, but she was a doctor, you know. And she had, I was like, okay. I started researching because that's what I do. Like if I see something that I'm curious about, I go on and start reading up the background. And then I found out that one of the it's a female billionaire over in Europe who she's a billionaire from having adult products and lingerie. So I said, yep, that's the business for me. Here we go.
I talk so much about self-investing here. How much of your own did you have to put out? Like what percentage? I don't need a number, but what percentage of your own did you have to put in before it like took off?
Oh, okay. So with Bedroom Kandi, I had put it out there that I wanted to have my own adult product line, right? So it was kind of crazy because when I said it, because I said it on a reunion, like on season 2 or something.
Okay.
And these companies started reaching out to me, but they only wanted to give me one of them, you know, deals where they give you a little small percentage for your name.
Got it.
And they was
a
gonna pay me some money.
deal.
Yeah, licensing deal. And pay me some money up front. And I was like, nah. So I had found this other smaller company who they had the resources to make a vibrator that vibrates to music. Yeah, it's dope. Go to bedroomkandi.com. Anyway, they had a vibrator that vibrated to music, and I was like, wow, you know, it was quality product, whatever. So we reached out to them, and to let them know that I was interested, and I wanted to know if they would develop it for me. And so what we decided to do was we would be partners, and I would do all the marketing and all of that, and they do the development of the toy. So we were only supposed to do like 1 or 2 toys in the beginning. They didn't even know me, okay? But, you know, we both took a chance because, mind you, it was a 6-figure deal that the other company had offered me.
Licenses deal.
Yeah, for the license deal. I said, no, I'm going to gamble on myself. And I partnered with these people who we didn't know each other for Adam. We partnered together, and our first product, I can't remember what the initial investment was, but we made all our money back in that first 3 months of the product being out. And it's an award-winning line now. We won awards for our products.
There's sex toy
yes,
awards.
We won the AVN award. That's another award we won. Yes, girl. We won awards for our products, and now not only is it, we have over 100 different products now.
Wow.
As well as we have bath and body products, all kind of stuff. And we have in-home party network. So we have Bedroom Kandi boutique consultants. And we have over about 2,500 people across the country that sell Bedroom Kandi.
I love it.
And it's growing.
I'm so I'm holding your hand and saying I'm happy for you. No, I am. And blessings to you. You have to be supportive. When you hear people have the ideas and watch it, to have the discipline to watch it come through from beginning to end, you have to support that.
You have to believe in yourself. You have to gamble on yourself. You can't just take whatever little money you see at first, or, you know, and I hate when people always do this. Oh, well, I don't know, and I don't have this. Like, you got to start putting money away to invest in your ideas.
Kandi's here. She's not going anywhere. We're going to hang out just a little bit more. I got to talk about her new single and find out when she got time to write in the midst of everything that she's doing. More Happy Hour up next right here on Fly. It's the Happy Hour right here, Sirius XM Fly MHB, having a great conversation. While the music was playing, I was just telling Kandi, I love it, and I'm excited about this conversation because not only is it encouraging to me, but I'm a fan, always been supportive for day one.
Thank you.
But most importantly, just seeing that you're not comfortable with just, okay, I got my publishing money and royalties coming in. I'm establishing that way. I'm on a successful television brand series network. I got things coming that way. I'm happily married. I'm a mom. I've been successful. I have my family. And in a lot of ways, it's very easy for you to just sit back and chill.
I never get comfortable. Never. And I always say, as soon as you get comfortable, that's when you start falling off. And and you can attest to, being in the industry for a long time.
Yeah.
Some people that we started off in the industry with who was popping bigger than we were, doing more than we were.
Yeah.
We like, where they at now? They're nowhere in the business, no kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
And they be wondering how could they ever get back in. And in their minds, they think it's over for them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, the crazy thing is, it's like, it's never over. As soon as people sleep on you, that's when you hit them with something else that they didn't even know what was coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, for me, if you get comfortable in the success of right now, you won't have nothing coming tomorrow, because everything that we worked on in the past is what's popping today.
Yep.
So that means we have to be working on something today to still be popping tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So for instance, when you just said, how'd you have time to be working on something? Actually, that song was done back in September of last year.
I'm talking about Fake People, her new single. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even put it out. But while we were taping Housewives, I played it for the girls while we were taping, and then I found out, oh yeah, they're gonna put it on the show. Okay, well, I'm gonna put it up on iTunes right when I know it's about to come out on the episode.
Right.
So if people are curious to hear what the whole song sounds like, they can go and download it, and that's just another stream of money that's being made. Right now, it's like, okay, people like, oh, okay, she's on Broadway. Now, if I was comfortable in just being on Broadway right now, I'm going to be done on March 11th. Then what's going to happen?
Okay.
Everybody's like, are you going to get a break? Nope. As soon as I get home, I tape the reunion special for Housewives. I'm producing another show that's going to be on another network, me and my husband.
Good for y'all.
That just got greenlit. So that's starting production. So we taking meetings on that. I'm producing another thing I can't tell y'all about.
Okay.
That's going to be coming out soon with that. So it's going to be multiple things just dropping. Boom, 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 boom. And end of the year this time, or next year, whenever this stuff starts coming out, y'all going to be like, dang, how you do all that? Well, it's the preparation. All these things, I was constantly working on something while I was still in your face at that moment.
Right.
I never get comfortable in whatever it is I'm doing at that moment. I'm about to open a second location for my restaurant too.
Really?
Yes.
In Georgia?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I mean,
good,
eventually I want to open them outside of Georgia. But my point is, it's like, even though, like, shout out to everybody that's Team No Sleep, even though it seems sometimes I feel like I be stressed out because I do not take a break.
Yeah.
But because I want this. Do you want this?
Right,
and you have
not.
to make the decision. Do you want this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, some days you ain't going to get no sleep. Some days you ain't going to be able to spend as much as you want because you got to put aside money to like lock down all your ideas or pay for your
everything
that you need to pay for
Yeah.
for to get your stuff started. Okay, but you just have to put in the work to make it happen. And sometimes it take a long time for those things to come together.
Mm-hmm.
But you just have to ride it out.
I took the advice of a older person a long time ago that told me, you never remember the days that you slept, only the days that you didn't sleep. And he was like, you use that. When you're up working on your ideas, you're writing, you're doing all these different things. You'll remember the days that you didn't sleep, not the days that you slept. So I understand that
Right.
Team No Sleep, because I could tell you, yep, last Wednesday, I didn't sleep at all. I remember staying up the whole night. I just remember those things. So it's just a testament to everything that you're doing, and I love it. The new single, Fake People, we're going to play that, right, Esther? Okay, yeah, we're going to make sure we get that in happy hour. Come back anytime. You already know that. Whatever you promoting, whatever you doing, hit me up or whatever. I got you. And you don't even have to physically be here. I'll just say it out in this microphone. Kandi's gonna be here. New restaurant just opened up. Y'all better go see that. No, I gotta do that because it's important to see you doing this and continue doing it as a married woman, doing it with your partner, working there. It's a lot, and there's a lot of energy that could come your way to stop that from happening. And you guys are still pushing forward. So up top. All right, Kandi Burruss, thank you.